During this PowerPoint, I will be discussing 4 different factors which contribute to the psychology of group dynamics. These 4 facts are stages of group development, cohesion types, leadership qualities and styles of leadership. Each of these factors includes sporting examples, make it more easily to visualise them in a sporting situation. A group is more than 2 people working together to achieve the same goal. The fundamental must-haves in a group are, for one, to sense a shared purpose or objective, communications and interpersonal interaction. Without these basic building blocks within a group, there is no point even creating one, or the group would not successfully achieve their goal. There are many positives for forming a group, such as people may say the more people there are, the quicker the goal is achieved, although some tasks, including team sports, need more than 2 people to take part in order for the sport to be played. These are just a few of the characteristics which each team player should withhold during a group effective situation. Communication, in my opinion, is one of the most important skills in a group, and this is how the group first formed. Tolerance and mutual respect are kind of similar in the fact that they focus on being civil to each other. Determination and motivation are 2 characteristics which has large impacts on the team if not present during a competitive sporting situation. This is the first stage of group development, which is a theory created by Bruce Tuckman, 1965. Forming is where the individuals of the team are first introduced to each other. There may be apprehensions within the group, as individuals may debate whether they like the environment which surrounds them, including their future teammates. This stage may also come across a bit awkward, as no one knows each other, so the coaches use tasks called icebreakers, which are used to get the team to interact with one another and break the silence between them. These tasks can test relationships. However, it is a good way of influencing individuals to discovering their roles within the group. Storming is the second stage of group development. This stage is a matter of bond breaking or making, as it is the point of where individuals become more confident when speaking their own opinion. This can either form relationships or cause disagreements within the team. These conflicts can also occur because different individuals are trying to inherit certain roles, such as leadership. However, this is not all negative, as these conflicts can develop decisions being made which allows the team to move on and the team learns that everyone is equal. For example, during training, 2 players may disagree with how each other play, as they have never played together before, so a conflict begins and the goal which is meant to be achieved has been lost within the disagreements. The third stage of the group development theory is called norming. After the first 2 stages, the team finally starts to come together and stable friendships are formed, as well as roles and statuses. Things like joking around and socialising begins on a regular basis, as the team are more familiar with each other and feel fully confident with being themselves around everyone. Another point which is displayed in all of the players' behaviour at this stage is the fact that they are all working towards the same goal, which is made obvious by helping one another and the use of cooperation. Both task and social cohesion can arise at this stage as well. As a result of working together positively, the team start to achieve goals which they have set as a team. If there is any hostility at this point of the group development, it is instantly removed either by solving the problem or the member who caused the problem leaves. An example of this stage in a sporting situation could be during a rugby match where the kicker is not achieving many of the conversions or penalty kicks, so as a team they decide to take him off and replace with a player that has higher scoring stats. The fourth stage of group development is known as performing. This is building upon the idea of the team coming together and successfully achieving their goals. Unlike the first stage, where conversation was limited and no relationships were formed, there are also higher levels of the group qualities being displayed, including motivation, encouragement, communication and respect, meaning the team have less to do with members of authority such as the coach. Again, unlike the first stage, where the coach was the main responsibility of getting the group to form together, in the situation of a new team member joining the team, it is possible that some of the previous stages come back into the loop. It can go two ways: the individual is accepted or rejected. For example, in a sporting situation, a completely new football team entered the league after months of pre-season training. The team have finally got to know each other and they all work hard to achieve their goal, which is to win. Later on in the season, the new team were undefeated. The final stage of the group development theory is called adjourning. This stage is almost reflecting what events have happened over the previous stages and what happens after the final goal has been achieved of the team. In some situations, different teams can go on for many seasons together and attempt to win the goals they set. However, over time, some of the players' personal lives can change. Whether this is occupational, health, or just personal preference, it can affect the team dynamics. For example, one rugby player out of a team has been diagnosed with long-term injury, so they decide to play for one last season but then retire to prevent the injury from worsening. Cohesion is the extent to which a team is willing to stick and work together. There are two aspects which make up cohesion, including attractions of the group to individual members, as well as the extent to which the team are willing to stick together. In addition, there are two types of cohesion, one of which is called task, and the other is called social cohesion. Task cohesion is the willingness of a team to work together to achieve the goals they set. Here, the team is entirely focused on the goals they set out to achieve, as they incorporate as little socialising as possible. This may be because the team have little in common outside of playing the sport they play, or they may not decide to socialise so they can focus achieving their goals. There are positives and negatives to this, such as there are higher levels of concentration throughout the team and can be argued that the goal is achieved quicker. However, it is also arguable that not socialising with each other is a negative effect, as the individuals of the team have less knowledge of one another. Social cohesion is the willingness of a team to socialise together. Social cohesion is where a team mainly focuses on the social side of being part of a team, meaning the focus of the goal is slightly lost, and can be argued that successful group qualities are not always present. Although socialising allows the team to get to know each other better, which can be seen as a negative and a positive, because social events can also lead to conflicts. Leadership is a role within a team where one takes it upon them to control and manage the team. To be able to do this correctly, and for the team to also benefit from this leadership, there are many qualities which the leader must show, including a motivational attitude, mutual respect to all players, confidence, organisation, knowledge, good communication skills, and to be able to deliver constructive feedback. There are pros and cons to becoming a leader. For example, having one person in leadership could cause conflict, which could then also lead to negative decision making. Whilst on the other hand, leadership brings a structure and formality to the team, which could then be the difference between good or bad results. There are two common types of leadership called emergent and appointed, prescribed, both of which occur in very different ways. An emergent leadership is an individual from the current team who has worked their way into that position by either the level of their performance or qualities they show when being in a team situation. They earn this position by being respected by the rest of the team. A positive of this way of selection could be that the team already know the leader, so from that they can make a judgment to whether they will suit the role or not, although it could be argued that some players may have background history with the new leader, making it harder for them to get along. An appointed leadership is where an external leader is selected by either an individual or a group of people which are of a higher status, again, like a manager. This way, no one knows who the leader will be, so every player will have an equal relationship with the new leader. The main issue with this method is that there is uncertainty that the team may not get along with them. As well as types of leaderships, there can also be a variety of styles which run alongside the kind of leader. There are 4 main identified styles of leadership, including autocratic, democratic, guided discovery, and laissez-faire. An autocratic leadership consists of firm, fixed views which are inflexible when they have been decided. The leader will have little personal reaction with their team and is more instructive than informative. This strict behaviour enables the team to train and play hard. However, if the leader is not present, then standards tend to drop as there is less control to keep them together. This may happen because some players could disagree with having no control. Democratic leadership, on the other hand, is the complete opposite to autocratic, where decisions are made consulting the group and encourages every member to have an input. This way of leadership is more commonly accepted by individuals as they feel valued. However, with the whole team adding their input, it increases the time in which it takes to make a final decision. Laissez-faire is very similar to democratic, as this style of leadership, again, is very laid back, which does come with both positives and negatives, in the fact that it is less pressure on the leader and teammates, and everyone is included. Although on the flip side, some individual teammates could take advantage of this and rebel against any decisions which are made. The last leadership style is called guided discovery, which, when comparing to the rest of the styles, it is a mixture of all 3 in the fact that there is some sort of sense of empowerment, although the group members work together as a team to find the solutions. This way of leadership improves teamwork and cooperation and group independence. The few negatives of this way consist of a lack of constructive feedback, which allows bad habits to occur, and similar to laissez-faire, it takes a long time to make one decision. To end my presentation, I am going to explain how each of the 4 factors I selected fit into a chosen sport example. The SGS Netball Academy this academic year have lost and gained new teammates, all of which have contrasting personalities. At certain stages of training and competitive play, I have been able to identify the different stages of group development. For example, during pre-season training, we went through the stages of forming, storming, and norming, and by the time of our first few matches, we managed to achieve the performing stage. This is where we had acknowledged everybody's weaknesses and strengths, and used them to the best of our ability to achieve our goal. If we had a lack of understanding for each other, then the team would not function, making it harder to achieve our goals. There is no definite type of cohesion we follow, as there is a mixture of both social and task cohesion displayed. We see this as a positive way to achieve, as there is no lack of hard work during training, but there is also enjoyment outside of training when socialising to build upon the bonds which are made when performing together. As well as a coach, 2 co-captains share the role of leadership. The captaincy is the emergent type, as they were voted in through the team's opinion and likability to who they thought they would work best. This has a positive effect on the team, as every individual is confident with being themselves around everyone, including around all members of leadership. However, it could be argued at times that not all members of the team take it seriously, as they also see them as a friendly figure, not just the leading figure. This lack of concentration also decreases the level of motivation. The main style of leadership which is present and works best for the team is democratic, as everyone is allowed to have their own opinion and their views are accepted and put into play when suitable. This way of leadership has a dominantly positive effect, as everyone's values are displayed during play.